Judge Malcolm Forster and his wife have been watching old movies at a downtown theater.
Bogart, Gable, Tracy. Just don't make them like that anymore.
Remember our first date?
Like it was yesterday. Went to the Fox Theater, San Francisco, some movie with Ronald Colman.
The Embassy Theater, and it was Errol Flynn.
You sure?
Pretty sure. Because it was a long time ago.
I never understood why details like that were supposed to be such a big deal. He says the main thing I remember is I couldn't take my eyes off you, and I still can't. That's a happy predicament to have. As we watch them chat and get into their car, a more sinister car pulls up across the street.
What is it?
I don't know. It's like a broken piece of jewelry.
Well, why would someone leave it here for you?
Who knows?
He might want to spend a little more time on it since somebody went to the trouble of being so formal about its delivery.
My God, I know what this is.
He figured it out too late. Barry, Julio, and Lieutenant Garfield are on the scene.
Too bad about Judge Foster, huh?
Yeah.
He was a cool dude.
My dad used to always say he was one of the fairest judges in Central City. They used to play poker together.
Well, someone dealt him a lousy hand tonight.
The most infuriating part of this is nobody will even spare a word for his wife. She's the ignored victim. It's all about the prominent public official.
Oh, what happened here?
I don't know, man. I just got here myself. But the coroner's assistant found this in his hand.
It's like some part of a medallion.
Alec, Mendez, what are you waiting for? An engraved invitation? Get to work.
Garfield, you sweet talker.
That's what they're doing, but Garfield is a lot like Henry Allen. He doesn't understand what they're doing, so it can't be real work.
Anything?
There you go.
What is it?
Residue of plastic explosives.
I knew this wasn't an accident.
Now, whoever did this knew exactly how much explosives to use and where to put them.
Barry. Looks like I found the detonator cap, but I don't recognize the make.
If it's that distinctive, it should make it easier to trace.
No, Lieutenant, if I were you, I'd check through Foster's old case logs. Look for somebody he put away who got out of jail recently. Also, I look for someone with experience using explosives.
Yeah, like a cat who worked construction or did time with Uncle Sam.
Now, why didn't I think of that? It's a good thing I got you two geniuses around to do my job for me.
I'm glad you understand, Lieutenant Mary Sunshine.
Hey, what's this?
It's like an engagement ring. Marriage?
Anyone we know, sir?
Well, look, there's an M inscribed in it. Margaret? Mary.
Maybell.
Mavis.
You two guys are cute.
Thank you, sir.
You're not bad yourself. Yes, her name is Mavis. She owns a healthy food diner nearby, and we get to see a whole new side of Garfield.
Word, it scared the daylights out of me. You hungry?
Yeah, that depends.
I'll make you salad, seaweed and kelp.
Now, if I want something from the ocean, I'll eat a fish stick. How about some water?
Tap water, right?
Hey, you know, bottled water doesn't have any soul.
It's the usual story. She's trying to help him eat better and take care of his heart. He prefers to take care of his taste buds. But maybe there's one thing they can agree on.
What's this? Oh, my God. You're crazy.
Why?
We can't get married. We'd drive each other crazy.
That's what married people are supposed to do.
The trick is in how you do it. They'll show us a good example of the right way later on.
You're really serious.
Look, I'm not very good with words. I've been alone almost all my life. All I know is being a cop. It's all I got. I want somebody to come home to.
Me too.
Not just somebody to come home to, somebody to think about coming home to all day, because you know they'll make everything worth the hassle, the rat race, and all the rest.
Oh, you're the best, Mavis. You got a good heart, a terrific smile. So what do you say? Want to get married?
Sure, why not?
I wholeheartedly admit it. The first time I watched that scene, it nearly brought me to tears, especially when he talked about having someone to come home to, because I understand what he means. He's a basic guy of the time. He has trouble spitting out the L word, but there's no question that it's there.
Mendez, I've been looking for you. You and Alan finished that forensics report yet?
Well, actually, we're still working.
No problem. I know you guys are working hard. Just let me know when it's ready.
Yes, sir.
That's a nice shirt.
Thanks.
Bum, bum, ba-dum. Bum, bum, ba-dum. Bum, 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 ba-dum.
She must have said yes.
That's why he's a lab guy. He knows how to catch the little subtleties that can make or break a case. Meanwhile, that uniform cop is wondering why the lieutenant would want to marry him since they barely know each other. In the lab, Barry is trying to spin down some blood, but the centrifuge isn't working, as usual. He doesn't have time for this.
Not bad, Alan.
I gotta get my eyes checked, man. Things keep blurring on me.
Julio is starting to wonder, and Barry is getting careless. He should just tell Julio he's the Flash, because it never hurts to have someone watching your back with the brass.
I tested the residue from that explosive from the theater. Its chemical components are different from anything currently available.
Yeah, well, check this out. That detonator cap we found is made out of titanium, so we have a custom cap to match your designer explosives.
That means we have to talk to a specialist. What about that guy from the survivalist shop? You know, the one we busted for concealing a weapon?
Callahan?
Yeah.
Barry will pay him a visit.
What the hell?
Hello, Callahan.
Naturally, he changed clothes first. A lab coat doesn't elicit nearly as many answers as that outfit does.
I get something for you? Look, how about this? M60. You can wipe out a whole street load of those homeless people with this.
You make me sick, Callahan.
Oh, come on. We believe in the same thing.
Not even close.
He says he's a big fan, but if he really thinks they believe in the same things, he's been following some other Flash.
Just touching you makes my skin crawl.
All right. And what do you want?
Information.
On what?
Really? If two run-of-the-mill goons could take this guy down, it would have happened long ago, dude. They won't even get the chance to square off against him. It was nice of Callahan to put that Gatling gun there for a good solid anchor. And the Flash is just getting started.
Didn't anyone ever tell you it's illegal to sell these?
He just disassembled every illegal gun in the place. Now, let's have a chat.
I'll never be able to put those back together.
That's the idea. Did you make this?
No.
But you know who did. Tell me!
You want to kill me? Go ahead. Because if I tell you anything, I'm signing my own death warrant.
He is flat refusing to talk. He says, do your worst. Barry, he'll talk like that, but if you suspend him upside down over one of his own swords or something, or you send him up into the air with one of your whirlwinds, or otherwise find a way to make him believe you'll really do it, you might be surprised what sounds come out of him. But it's early in the episode, so Barry is required to give up too easy, at least for now. And besides, he has a dinner date with Tina. He can't be late for that.
I've been offered a position at another research institute.
Where?
It's the Pacific Institute of Technology in California.
So, right around the corner. Really big corner.
I've always dreamed of working there.
Sounds like quite an opportunity.
Oh, it is?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you plan to accept?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it yet.
I see. Well, what about you and me? I mean, the experiment. What'll happen to us? That.
The words he's fishing for are, how am I supposed to get along without you? But that's mushy emotional stuff. He doesn't do that junk. He's trying to be all nonchalant and talk about what a great opportunity it is, and if she really wants it, she should go for it, and yada, yada, yada. Just tell her, without her guidance, he's likely to run face first into a wall. Elsewhere, a dinner interview is happening.
We have serious problems in this state. Crime, poverty, troubled schools. What are you going to do about that, Mr. DeJoy?
Well, when I was a DA, I had the reputation for finding new solutions to old problems. If I'm elected senator, you can expect the same thing.
I sometimes wonder if a degree in political science includes a course on how to say nothing in as many words as possible.
You're not writing that down.
Oh, no need. It's all in your campaign flyers.
Okay, okay. Let's just say I'll do my best.
But he still won't give any specifics. He's interrupted by a delivery.
Barry Allen!
Frank, how are you? Frank DeJoy, meet Christina McGee.
Hello.
I knew Frank when he was in the district attorney's office.
Good seeing you, Barry.
Frank?
Barry spots the assassin fleeing down the street and gives chase. He's allergic to green light. That's why he and Green Lantern never hang out. I don't know what that thing was, and we won't find out. He'll say something vague about electricity, but it doesn't make sense. I think my explanation is the right one.
When DeJoy died, he was clutching a metal fragment, and it was exactly the same as what we found in Judge Foster's hand. Now, I rushed back to the lab to compare them, okay? Now, take a look. Take a look at this. See, they match up. Together, they form part of some kind of symbol. Somehow, the two killings are related.
He's grasping at straws because Garfield is reaming him about leaving the scene. He tried to explain that he was chasing the killer, but Garfield doesn't care. Barry was the only officer on the scene, and he left. You don't do that.
All right. Nice work.
Thank you, sir.
Doesn't excuse what you did. You ever leave a crime scene again, I'm gonna have you on suspension.
Yes, sir.
And by the way, Julio didn't see him at the lab. Barry brushes it off. As I said, he's getting careless.
Are you mad at me?
No, I'm not mad at you. I'm furious at you. You disappeared last night and I never saw you again. For all I knew, you were dead.
Well, I was dazed by an electrical jolt. All right, then I heard the police siren, so I took off.
Without even bothering to call me or let me know what happened.
Well, I'm here now, aren't I?
Yes, because you want me to fix you up, not because you give a damn about my feelings.
She's not wrong. He's not only getting careless, he's getting selfish.
Barry, I was worried about you.
Oh, is that why you're moving to California? I mean, our phone bills are going to be hell, right?
He's also being more than a little petulant.
Is that what this is all about? You don't want me to take the job?
I didn't say that.
Yes, that's right, you didn't. You didn't say anything. Barry, if you don't want me to go, tell me.
I don't. No, I don't. Look, you want to go to California, and you go to California, all right? It's your choice.
Fine.
Really, Barry? As much as the two of you have been through, this is how you're treating her when an issue comes up. She'd be justified in going to California and leaving you to stupid yourself to death.
Now let's access all known symbols in the departmental files.
We can feel Barry's frustration at having to do this so slowly.
Nope. Julio, why don't you go get us a cup of coffee?
Sure.
Now he feels free to get careless again. Julio thinks he might be getting sick because he's seeing things. Barry needs to distract him.
That's it. That's it. That's our answer. The Warriors of Freedom.
The what?
You ever hear of Jefferson Zacharias?
Sounds a little familiar. Woo! Rasputin have a grandson?
Zacharias led a survivalist commune in the wilderness 10 years ago.
I don't know about Rasputin, but Charles Manson's got nothing on him. He murdered 2 cops and was eventually busted. But it can't be him doing it. He went to the gas chamber. Someone is out for revenge because Forster was the judge who sentenced him to death, and DeJoy was the prosecutor who successfully argued for it. And guess who the cop is who busted him?
On the day he was executed, it was in all the papers. He swore that he would send an angel of death to kill everyone responsible. You know. Oh, my God. Where would Garfield be?
He's off duty, right? He's probably at the diner with Mavis.
That means he's next, and this angel of death doesn't seem to be wasting any time.
Call the duty sergeant. Have him send the car over now.
Right.
Sarge, it's Mendez. Look, we gotta find Lieutenant Garfield right away, man.
I think he wants to tell Julio. He's just barely trying to hide it.
I always kind of wanted to go to Paris on my honeymoon.
I hate French food.
Don't you have any sense of romance?
What could be more romantic than Atlantic City?
This is never gonna work. We must have been kidding ourselves thinking we could get married.
You say you want to call it off?
Well, maybe we should.
All right, then, fine.
Terrific.
Wonderful. This is going to be some marriage.
Sure is.
Remember how I said there's a right way to drive each other crazy? Yeah, that's it. I'm going to tell you a widely known secret that too many people forget. If you want a strong, lasting marriage or relationship, whatever you call your union, the best way I've found to make it last through anything and everything, keep laughing. Find the silly side because every situation has one. You're flat broke and Mr. Landlord is at the door. Explain to him that the best you can do is offer to bear his child. He'll give you an expression to laugh at, especially if you have outdoor plumbing. You got in a car crash and lost your leg? Start calling yourself Captain Ahab and go around on your prosthesis shouting, "Ahoy, mateys, abandon ship!" and stuff like that. There's laughter everywhere. Sometimes you have to work a little harder to find it. Sometimes you have to work like unholy hell to find it. But it's worth it for the outcome because laughter will carry you through almost anything, particularly if you can laugh together.
Warren? Is this for you? What's that red dot? It's gone.
No!
There's a good chance Garfield was in the military, so he should have recognized a laser sight and moved. I don't know why our assassin shot her, but if at first you don't succeed, try again. It never fails. You're trying again, and some juvenile delinquent stealing hubcaps gets in your way. And why didn't he frisbee it at the assassin? Mavis is alive, but badly hurt.
Alan. Yes, sir. All right, what do you got?
Well, the gunman was positioned on the roof across the street. He left his weapon behind, custom made, no serial numbers.
What about this Flash character?
Nobody saw him but you, sir.
No, I'm telling you, he was here. He saved my life.
I believe you.
Barry's seen him too, Lieutenant. In fact, if anybody's inclined to believe you, he's it.
This is all my fault.
It's not your fault.
I should have recognized the symbol on those medallion pieces.
Sir, it was 10 years ago.
You tell that to Mavis.
Mike Genovese, I hope I pronounced that right, played Lieutenant Garfield for the bulk of the show's run. Most of the time, he was the amusing irritant, the tough guy who pushes the lab boys around until he needs them and all that. Frankly, it seems to me that's a fairly easy kind of role to pull off. This isn't. Garfield's display of nervous, guilty energy has me in awe. We're watching some world-class acting here.
Lieutenant, what's Jack Callahan's connection to this case?
Who?
Jack Callahan. He runs a survivalist shop in Helltown.
Where did you get that name?
It came up in my investigation. I tried to access his police record, but it's restricted.
You stay away from Callahan, and that is an order.
Barry won't let it go, and Garfield finally has to fill him in. Callahan was the key to Zacharias' downfall. He infiltrated the group and gathered the evidence the authorities needed. He was an informant. Most of the group were killed in the resulting shootout where Zacharias was captured. Callahan didn't testify at the trial to protect his identity. Very few people know about this, and it better not get out by way of Barry. But now we have another issue.
You and Mendez give this case priority. The minute you get anything, you contact me and nobody else.
Lieutenant, department regulations stipulate we're not to work cases we're personally involved with.
I'm on this case till the chief tells me different.
Lieutenant, I know how you feel.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Now, we'll catch who did this, and we'll bring him in.
You do your job, Alan, and stay out of my way.
There's a good reason for that policy. Barry is required to report this. He won't, but he's required to. And Garfield has been around long enough to remember Jay. So don't tell Barry he doesn't know how it feels. And now he needs to go talk to Callahan and try to find out who's doing this.
Going somewhere, Callahan?
Angel, I was just moving my cash to a safer place. Never tell when the IRS might drop by.
You look nervous. Is anything wrong?
He just told you he heard the IRS is coming. Hello? Yes, her name is Angel, and she's Zacharias' daughter. And I get the feeling she knows, Callahan.
I heard the Flash paid you a visit the other day. Was asking a lot of questions.
I didn't tell him anything. Tony and Jay were here. Ask them.
Did I say you did? But if you didn't, then how come the Flash showed up right before I shot that cop's girlfriend?
The answer is basic police work, but she'd never believe that. And if she knows he didn't tell the Flash anything, why's she in his face?
Your father was my friend. I would never do anything to betray you.
Well, I guess I'm just being paranoid.
That's often a sign of something deeper.
Yeah, he was always bigger than life. Sometimes it's like without my father, I don't know who I am.
Oh, Angel, I think he'd be proud of you.
As I said, something deeper. Those eyes say she's teetering on the brink.
Oh, whoever it was that betrayed your father, they deserve to die.
You're right. Callahan.
Yeah.
I need more plastic explosives.
And those eyes say she's already over the edge. Don't worry, she'll get around to shooting Callahan because, yeah, she knows. It seems to me it's not hard to figure out. He came out of everything alive, free, and unharmed, and he was the only one. How'd he pull that off? And why wasn't he put into witness protection?
I never said this very well before. But I love you, babe. You understand?
She understands. But if you learn to say it like that when she's conscious, I guarantee you won't regret it. Even if she does want to drag you to Paris and make you eat French food.
Who did this?
Angel. Angel.
Zacharias said he'd send an avenging angel to deal with everybody who brought him down.
Crime lab.
It's me. Call the coroner. The killer got here first.
What, Callahan?
Yeah. Look, I need members list of the Warriors of Freedom. We're looking for someone named Angel, as in avenging angel.
Oh, man. Zacharias had a daughter. Her name was Angel.
What?
Yeah, man, it's in the files, man. She was a teenager when he was executed.
Print out her file. I'm on my way.
Yep, he told them all up front what would happen, and nobody made the connection and tried to save that kid.
So that's what you look like. Lieutenant.
This is the killer, huh? Nice work.
Call somebody, Julio. Tell them what's going on because you know this is bad. Neither he nor Barry is willing to do that, and it doesn't make sense. Department regulations require it, and they could be in as much trouble as he is if he does something stupid. Instead, he'll just wait for Barry.
This is what we got on Angel Zacharias. She grew up on her father's paramilitary world. Her parents got divorced when she was 13. Her mom got custody. The day after her dad was executed, she ran away from home.
It says here she joined the military at 18.
Yeah, she was discharged a month ago.
Last known address in Helltown.
Garfield probably arrested her by now, though.
What?
Yeah, he got her address about 15 minutes ago.
And he didn't go to arrest her. He went to kill her.
Even Julio should have been able to figure that out. He's not having a very good day. At least Barry exited the regular way instead of throwing papers everywhere again.
Hold it. You're standing on a pressure-sensitive plate connected to over 50 pounds of plastic explosives. And if you try to step off the plate, the explosives will go off instantly. However, you've also activated a timer set to detonate in exactly 60 seconds anyway.
This is why that department policy is in place. When you get emotional, you get careless, go off by yourself, and do everything wrong.
I'm glad you weren't killed in the diner. Oh, this is much better. You're the one who arrested my father. More than anyone else, you're responsible for his death. And another thing. Since you took away someone I love, I'm going to do the same thing to you.
And now he's doomed Mavis as well. It doesn't really serve a purpose to tell him this, but if he had listened to Barry, none of this would be happening. Always listen to Barry, except when he's being a jerk to Tina.
You.
Pressure plate and a timer. You're in trouble.
And forget about me. She's going to kill my girlfriend, room 808, County Hospital.
Even if I try to disarm it, it goes off anyway. Nice.
Hear me? I said get out of here. Oh!
He doesn't take orders from you, Lieutenant. Well, at least not in this outfit. He tells Garfield, get going. I'll take care of this. I know there are those who are going to rag on Garfield because he didn't check to see if the Flash is all right. But he knows that guy is tough, and Mavis is in danger, the love of his life. I'd do the same thing. While Barry is shaking off the tweeting birds in his head, Angel has reached Mavis's room.
Visiting hours are over.
Depending on what was in that syringe, that may or may not be the way that works, but since we don't know what was in it, we can give him the benefit of the doubt. But now we have to deal with both Angel and Garfield.
Garfield, no!
Central City was the only police force in the country that equipped its officers with 11 shooters. The cops complained that it wouldn't fit in a standard holster. By the time Garfield reloads, Angel has reached the roof.
Angel! Three strikes, you're out. Give it up, Angel. It's over.
You're damn straight it is.
All those perfect throws, and when she finally gets a real opening, she hits him in the leg. He shakes it off like a mosquito bite.
Don't.
You stay out of this.
You're a cop.
Yeah? Then I resign.
You have no right to kill her.
She murdered 4 people, and she tried to kill Mavis.
You killed my father!
I arrested him after he shot 2 cops.
I was only 15 years old when you executed him!
She was 15 years old and had never known any other life. Her mother got custody of her, but nobody took the time to deal with the psychological damage her father had already done to her. They took away her idol and threw her away. Garfield, Forster, and the rest are all as guilty as she is because she is not sane.
Go ahead. Kill me! I'm dead inside anyhow!
Look at her. She's eaten up by hatred. Is that what you want to become?
Take a good look, Garfield. You and the system you serve created her. Revenge is all she has to live for, and she failed at that, so as far as she's concerned, her life is over. She probably would have taken her own life if she had succeeded anyway, because she had no life beyond vengeance. The old proverb says, before you go to seek revenge, dig 2 graves. She probably did. Someone please love this woman. Show her that there is life beyond hate and retribution. It's going to take a long time, but the first step is for somebody to give a damn. Pardon me. Suppose we just stop killing people. I don't care if the law says it's legal at the moment. This entire scenario came about because somebody had to have revenge in blood. That's all capital punishment is. Remember the crowd that cheered when they killed Ted Bundy? That wasn't about justice. It never is. It never has been in all the history of humanity. In this story, the state got its precious pound of flesh and killed a child at the same time. As far as we know, nobody tried to deprogram her or even check on her psychological condition. All that mattered was killing her father. Keep him alive in prison and work at debunking his material, and she might have had a different outcome. But they chose to take the step that you can't come back from and condemned Angel along with him. The next scene is Warren and Mavis's wedding. They've just come out and everybody is doing that absurd thing of throwing rice at them. I never understood that custom, and I'm proud to say it didn't happen at either of our weddings. If you're trying to get rid of rice, put it in a bowl with some water, heat it up in the microwave, and give it to me that way. Don't forget the butter.
Well, it's very far away, you know. And I'm fast, all right, but suppose I have an emergency.
Oh, I'm sure we can find another metabolic specialist at the lab who can help you with...
Look, I'd miss you, so don't go, all right?
Say please.
Don't push it, McGee.
Okay. Actually, I've already turned the offer down.
But she wasn't about to tell him until he said what he did. Barry often forgets that she's immensely smarter than he is, and she's way more skilled at petulance than he is.
Something I have to talk to you about. So, we've been friends for a long time, right? So we can be honest with each other.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, for the past couple of months, you've been acting kind of different. And at first, I didn't know why, but I think I figured it out. You see, it all started when you got hit by lightning, right? At the same time, the Flash started showing up all over the place. That's when I figured it out.
Julio, look!
He says, look over there, and then runs away. I expect a lot more imagination than that out of the Flash.
Did you see that?
Oh, yeah, man, I can't believe it. The Flash was... Yeah, I guess he really exists.
No, what did you want to talk to me about?
No, never mind.
Okay, I stand corrected. That was pretty clever, and I'm not sure it worked, at least not well enough to put all Julio's suspicions to rest. He told Julio they could be honest with each other, and then he did that. But everything he said was true. The Flash was over there, he really exists, and all the rest. So, it's not being dishonest if you just don't tell everything you know. Right?
Hey friends, I hope you're enjoying my look at The Flash. If you like it, remember to subscribe if you haven't already. If you really like it, consider becoming a patron. $2 a month gets you extra content like Hogan's Heroes and It's About Time. $5 a month gets you that and more, so take a look. The link is down there in the description. I also do lots of other stuff, so take a moment to look it over. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Mavis, she owns a healthy food... Okay, since they barely... Come on, David. Barry is trying to spin sound... He should just... God bless America. If she really wants it, she should... This is your fault. If it... Okay. Get in your way. Gets in your... Zechariah send... Yeah, this. Yep, she has a stunt double. I don't. I have got to take a closer look at my contract. Tell... I have no idea where I was going there.